Welcome back, everyone, to another installment of this series. I want to talk about something that had happened in the store. I had used the restroom. I did. Nature called. I had to go. So I, my dad and I, we were finishing shopping in the store. We were getting groceries, um, and we're in line, and I was like, I gotta use the restroom. I'll be back. And he was like, yeah, whatever. We're gonna be in this line for a long time. My dad, he's got this skill. It's a talent. It really is. He'll find a line that will take the longest. And like years ago, he used to make fun of me for picking the slowest lines. And so I was just like, okay, fine. You get to pick them from now on. And so since I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to say 20 years ago, I've been letting him pick the line every time. And without fail, he has the ability to pick the slowest line. And I point this out to him every time he picks a line. I look at him, and for like the last 20 years, I've just been like, so you think you're gonna pick the slow line again? He would just be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. He's accepted it at this point. So I knew it would take him a while in line. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to use the restroom. So I go to use the restroom, and the door is like wide open. Like everyone could look in there. It's not that well tucked away, okay? And so I thought perhaps someone was doing maintenance, or maybe someone was cleaning the bathroom. Not a big deal. I'll just use a stall. Not a big deal. Because the urinals that I had to use are like right in front of the door. Everyone can see the urinals. So obviously I'm not gonna, you know, pee in an area where everyone can see me. That's not how this is going to go down. No, I'm not peeing and then everyone gets a good view. Everyone's checking out their groceries and they could see me. So I'm going to go in the stall. As it turns out, there was no maintenance and there was no one cleaning. There was just a guy in there with his shopping cart and all of his food in the bathroom while he's just washing his hands. He's going through his bags. I didn't know what to say. I just sort of went around him, like went around the shopping cart, went around him, went to the stall so I got privacy, and I could hear him eating something as he's leaving. I was like, "What? What?" The embodiment of free will, I guess. Then another person came in, like a little bit after he left. Another person came in, and all I could hear them saying is, "What the fuck's the door doing open?" He just closes the door to use the restroom. I had to fight the urge to fill him in as to why the door was open. So I was fighting the urge to tell someone. Like it was the most, like the entire time I was in my head. I was daydreaming. I wasn't even thinking about, what I was doing or where I was going. And so when I went in there and I saw the shopping cart, it just snapped me out of it. I was like, wait, I don't think that's supposed to be in here. So afterwards, I wanted to tell someone. So by the time I had finished, I washed my hands, I left. My dad was just finally checking out. He's got his stuff on the conveyor belt. He's about to pay. I had to tell him. I had to tell someone. I was like, Dad, you wouldn't believe what happened. There's this guy that was in the bathroom, and he brought all of his food in there, and he started eating. Well, the guy that was checking us out, scanning the food, telling us the price, uh, he goes, hold up, wait a minute, say that again? So I repeated the story of what happened. And he goes, there was a person with all their food in the bathroom? I was like, yeah. He's like, I gotta check the security cameras. I gotta check the security cameras. There's no way. Yeah, there was. So he goes into the security cameras and he's like, all right, thank you for telling us about that. No one's supposed to be able to do that. And I thought about it, and I was like, wait, yeah, that is weird. Why did he bring all of his groceries in there? He could have easily been stealing. But I mean, it was all in bags, and I don't think he was stealing it. But that made me think, what if? What's truly stopping us from going into a public restroom and just eating food? What's stopping us? What's stopping me? I gotta go use the restroom, and I just got like a pocket full of baby carrots on me. I just go in there, I sit down, I'm about to do my business, and I'm gonna start eating baby carrots right there in the stall. Everyone can hear me now. Everyone can hear me eating food. These loud baby carrots, chewing them in my teeth. What stopped me from going in there with a Big Mac from McDonald's? You go in there, it smells like Big Mac in here. Someone's eating a Big Mac. I'm sure there's certain places you can't do that, such as, I'm assuming the library. Pretty sure the library doesn't really want you eating food in there. I'm also pretty sure that, certain places like maybe the restaurant, maybe, the grocery store, most definitely the grocery store now that I think about it, because they told me you're not supposed to bring the groceries into the restroom with you, so definitely not there. But what about somewhere like Disneyland? I don't think they have rules against you bringing food in the bathroom in Disneyland. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but I feel like there has to be some kind of gray area, like maybe the park, because I've been to parks where the public restroom were like a bunch of stalls next to each other, and I've been to parks where it's only one person per bathroom. Same with the beach. I've been to some beaches where it's one person per bathroom, but I've been to others where there's stalls. Multiple people can use that restroom. So if it's that level of public, could you? Could you eat baby carrots in a public bathroom that public? I kind of want to do it now. I know it's gonna be awkward, and I'm sure the smell is gonna take away from the flavor, but but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. I can only imagine what it would be like. You gotta use the restroom. You sit down and you just hear someone eating food in the stall next to you, and you can hear them. I think the only time that it becomes alarming is if you hear like splashing noises and then a crunch. I think then, if you start hearing splashing sounds preceded by eating sounds, okay, in every circumstance is not okay. In every circumstance, I don't care how public or not public, hearing splashing sounds followed by chewing sounds is not going to be received very well. I'll tell you that much. No one's going to be a-okay with that. But I still think what a concept that is, to just start eating food in public restrooms. The very embodiment of a free will. The very embodiment of watch me do it. You can't make me not do it. I'm going to. I'm going to remember this for a while now, of just that feeling of like just being in my head, not really paying attention, and then walking into the bathroom with some guy and his shopping cart full of groceries. I'm going to be remembering this for a good long while. That guy was he's going to be remembered by me and the employees, because they did in fact go and check the security footage. And at first I was like, wait, you have cameras inside the bathroom? And they said, no, we have cameras facing the bathroom doors. And I found out that most Stater Brothers and Ralphs do that. They have cameras pointing at the bathroom doors, which I did not know about. It makes sense. Like, I don't think I needed to know that. I'm pretty sure I probably would have assumed there were. But I didn't know for certain until it was told to me that there's cameras facing the bathroom doors. I think that's to help with like shoplifters and like if they need to keep track of who's hiding out in the bathrooms doing things that they shouldn't be doing. But I can only imagine what they're seeing when they look at that security footage of the guy going in there with all of his groceries. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you for listening.